How tired are you of the organic content grind? Isn't it so annoying, all the amount of time, energy, and attention you're spending? Competitive research, ideation, scripting, making content, editing it, posting it. And then you get like, I don't know, maybe less than 1,000 views or maybe a couple thousand views, single or double digit amount of likes, shares, whatever. And it's like, cool, this got me no clients, made me no money, no fulfillment in my life, did literally nothing for me. I know because I've gone through that and I go through that all the time. But what we are going to talk about is how to develop a winning content strategy so that you can effectively grow your music coaching business, because you don't want to keep wasting your time. Like, you got into this business to wake up every day and be excited about your life. Right now, you wake up and you're like, damn, I've got to make all this content. I've got to try to like reach out to people in my DMs. And I have to try to maybe figure out ads, if that, but also like I have my job that I have to go to and I've got to go do all these things. And so you got into this business for freedom and impact and control over your life. And you care about strategy. You care about having a strategy, not just a bunch of tactics on this new content creation thing. But the problem is you pull out the darn device while you're on the toilet or at the red light, you're scrolling, and suddenly you start getting inundated with all this information about freaking how to do this new content hack, right? This person's like, comment the keyword from my content thing. And then you comment the keyword and it's in your inbox. You're like, I got to send this to myself so that I can like look at this later. And then you never do. And then your brain is just more confused. So I've got a pad of notes here that I'm going to talk to you about today. No screen recording, no Google Doc, no iPad. I'm just going to talk to you. But a lot of the times, and I've even fallen victim to this myself, when I've done these talking head videos, they don't always tend to be very technical and strategic. They're kind of more like documentation storytelling. This video is not that. The thing is, I just came up with this idea like a few minutes ago. I got off a coaching call with a client. I was like, I don't know why, but on that coaching call with that client, I was like, I have an idea for a video. I'm going to make it right after I'm done with the call with that client. So I just want to make the video. I didn't prep it as much, which is funny because prep is one of the things we're going to talk about. But this video is actually going to be very tactical and strategic for you. So I don't know, get ready to take notes, I guess, if you want. It's up to you. I don't really care. But if you want to get the most out of the video, you're probably going to want to take some notes. By the way, if you don't know me, I'm Lee, Leezy the Gifted. I grew a music coaching business while I was $25,000 in credit card debt, grew it to $20,000 a month using paid advertising, teaching recording artists how to produce their own music. So very difficult niche, could be similar to yours. I then doubled my business the next year by raising my price from $3,000 to $5,000 and doubling my close percentage. The year after that, I started Music Money Mastery. That's where I was teaching music producers and music coaches how to get premium clients online. I scaled that from $0 to $25,000 per month in 4 months. Now I'm more only focusing on music coaches. I do still have a couple producers that do custom production because they hired me and I'm working with them. But now I'm only focused on music coaches. So if you're a music production coach or you're a vocal coach or you're a piano coach or you teach piano, guitar, whoops, I just dropped my notebook. Piano, guitar, singing, cello, drums, bass, whatever it is, this video is going to be really helpful. So let's get into it. So here's the reality of getting clients, okay? So the reality of getting clients is as follows. For me personally, I use paid advertising. And I've tried, by the way, a lot of different types of paid ad strategies. And I'm actually doing now a different type of paid ad strategy that I don't teach my clients because they don't need it. But I'll tell you what I teach my clients. I'll tell you what I do too. But what I teach my clients is I teach them what I've created, which is called the music social funnel. I didn't invent the social funnel, but I did recreate it for music. And essentially, you run traffic to your Instagram profile, right? And you basically run a video ad that's you talking. You get people to follow you. Your content nurtures people, and then you can DM them so that you can book calls and close calls. So it's sort of a combination of a direct response advertising strategy along with an organic strategy. And it leans more to the organic. So look, here's the reality of getting clients. The reality of getting clients is you need to get attention. Here's the literal steps to get a client. You need to get attention. Okay. You need to have content that they see that proves you can help them. You need to have a conversation with them and get their money. That's it. That's it. It's essentially it. Get attention, nurture them, convert them. Super easy. Top, middle, bottom. That's why they call it the top of the funnel, the middle of the funnel, the bottom of the funnel. The way we do it in this music social funnel is we get attention by running really simple paid ads on Instagram that gets us attention and followers on autopilot. So because of that, my clients don't need to post that often. Now, a lot of my clients are really, really hard. Actually, all of my clients are very hard workers and they're overachievers because I have amazing clients and they do post a lot. They do want to post more often, but I also have clients that don't post that often. And that's not because they're lazy. They're not lazy. They just don't need to, right? My strategy for the music social funnel to work and for you to actually make money, you really only need to post about 3 times a week because content isn't what gets you attention. The ad does. So if you think about it, what's the goal? Get attention, right? The goal is to we're just focusing right now on the top of the funnel. The goal, get attention. Well, if you have an ad that's literally running 24/7, getting attention without you spending any time, energy, or attention on it or effort, then you don't need to keep posting content because you literally have an ad that's getting seen and getting people to see you all the time. Well, but Leezy, if I post more often, isn't that going to get me more attention? Yeah, I like that. I think that's totally true. Yes. However, I also realize that you might have a job right now. You have other things going on. Maybe you have a family. Maybe you're married, whatever. You have other stuff going on. And so to get from $0 to $10,000 a month and go full time with your music coaching business, you need to only focus on revenue generating activities. And I talk about this a lot. The reality of it is, although a lot of people will say, yeah, making content is a revenue generating activity. I would agree to a certain extent, but also the only revenue generating activity that you have in your business is sales calls. Getting on a call with a prospect who will pay you money. That's the only revenue generating activity. The only other one is DMs because we book calls through the DMs. So those are the only 2 revenue generating activities. Now, if you have clients or when you get clients, servicing your clients absolutely is a revenue generating activity, right? This year and last year, I've really dove more into client success than I did in my previous program. Now, my previous program, Rapid Fire Music, I got great client results, but I've really dove into it this year. Really, really, really gotten into it. You know what's crazy? It's made me money. I didn't do it to make more money. I did it to help my clients get results. But when clients are finished with me, they want to keep working with me and they want to keep paying me. So client results are obviously huge and client success is huge. And you want to know something even funnier? I've had clients who have not gotten results yet. Shocker. Yes, I don't have a 100% success rate. Nobody does. I've had clients who don't get results that pay me more. They want to keep paying me because they love working with me. That's client success. So a revenue generating activity like the competitive research and scripting and chat GPT and all and filming and editing and all the little nuances with editing on CapCut or editing on the Edits app. These are not revenue generating activities. They're not. The reality of getting clients is you need to run, in my opinion, the reality of getting clients is you can run an ad, have a conversation with them, book a call and close a call. Now, is it that easy to get from 0 to 10K a month? Yeah, it kind of is. It's pretty simple. It's not easy, but it is simple. So where does content fit into this, right? I feel like I've just spent the last 10 minutes basically just talking shit on content. And I have another video I literally just dropped on here on YouTube where I was also talking shit on content. But I want to explain to you in this video what you can do because you do need content, right? I told you earlier, you need to post 3 times a week. The way I got from 0 to 10,000 a month with my music coaching business, teaching recording artists how to produce music, was posting 3 times a week on Instagram. So how can we post 3 times a week on Instagram, but also still be effective? So, and I've got the note here. You need to have content pillars. Content pillars are going to be the thing that's going to help keep you organized and make you efficient with your content. You only need 3 to 4, 3 or 4. By the way, I do want to give a shout out here. I really got this concept from a mentor I worked with. His name is Harry Needham. He's super dope. So I do want to give him credit for this because he really helped me hone this in. So for me, my 4 content pillars are offer, marketing, sales, and then I would call it freedom. Modern music freedom. Call it that. Call it freedom though. And what I mean by freedom is showing the life that I have and how much freedom I have in my life because of my business. Right? That is a pillar for me. But the other, offer, marketing, sales. So like this video I'm doing right now, which is about developing a winning content strategy, that would fall in the pillar of marketing. That's one of my pillars. If I were to talk to you about how to develop an offer, which I have other videos on, like one of my clients, Brad, got his first client 3 days after working with me purely off of the idea of making a great offer. So I talk about that in a YouTube video. That would fall under the offer category. So things that you're going through, right? Pricing, right? How do I price my coaching program? Artists seem to not want to pay a lot of money. That's an offer thing mostly, right? That's offer. I keep getting on calls with broke artists, or I feel like I can't find artists who are serious about investing in themselves. That goes into offer. Marketing, we're talking about content right now. I talk about ads, my music social funnel, things of that nature. I just dropped a video recently how one of my ads made me, I spent 8.9K and it made me 48K back on a specific ad. And I talk about ads. That would be in the marketing category. Pillar 3 would be sales. That's DMs. I just dropped a video recently about DMs actually, right? Literally going through the DM framework of what I use and what my clients use. We call it the 10K DM framework, which is from DMing over, getting to 10K a month, but it's also from, I DM'd over 10,000. I mean, I've DM'd fucking 30, 40, 50,000 artists with this framework. It's battle tested, right? I give my clients the 10K DM framework. I talk about that in one of my YouTube videos. That will go in sales. The call booking process, how I use Calendly, what questions to ask in Calendly, how to set up your Calendly, right? When someone books in a call with you to talk about your music coaching program, they should be sent a pre-call video to break down your program. I build that for my clients and help them with it. How do you actually conduct yourself on a sales call? Because you don't want to be pushy. You don't want to be sleazy. You don't want to twist people's arms. You just want to work with great people. So how do you actually conduct yourself on a sales call? That's sales. So those are my 3 pillars: offer, marketing, sales. But then the last one, which is lifestyle. I've got videos on my YouTube channel called Leezy's Life, which is my vlog. I've been running that for, I think episode 1 of Leezy's Life was like, I don't know, 8 years ago. Right. And it's just like showing the journey of my whole like journey on music with music. I've got pictures of me and my wife on Instagram. I've got right now. Oh man, it's so funny. I played basketball yesterday, 24 Hour Fitness. And I kind of went off, to be honest with you. And there's this guy who brings his phone and tripod and films the whole time that he's playing. And I was on his team. So he cut up some of the highlights and posted them on Instagram, and I reposted them. And they're fucking going viral on my little Instagram story. It's just fucking hilarious. Anyway, dude, but why is that going viral? Like, why are people like hitting me up being like, wow, this is so cool. I didn't know you were good at basketball. I didn't know you played basketball. Like things like that, because that's one of my pillars. Life is one of my pillars. Lifestyle, freedom, how my business creates freedom for me. And so, and by the way, in my actual, like my literal coaching program, Music Money Mastery, which by the way, it's not a regular coaching program. It's a build with you program where I actually build it with you. Like I write your offer, write your ads, give you your content strategy, give you the DM framework, literally give you the call booking process, give you the sales framework, and I review sales call with you. So it's like a build with you program. Anyway, in that, the 3 phases are offer, marketing, sales. So I take the pillars of my program, and that's the pillars of my content. Because if you want people to hire you for coaching, they need to get a sneak peek as to exactly what that coaching is going to look like. And so if you're like my content, offer, marketing, sales, it's in perfect alignment with my offer. So if you want a sneak peek as to how it's going to be working with me and you want to understand the concepts of what I do, there you go. It's in my content. Same thing with you, right? If you teach music production, if you teach singing, if you teach piano, if you teach guitar, whatever you teach, whatever it is you do, take the pillars of your offer and put that as your content pillars. And every time you make content, think to yourself, is this going to fit into one of these content pillars? Cool. So that's your content pillars. Next is your platform for the content. When you're going from 0 to 10K a month, dude, you do not want to focus on multiple platforms. Absolutely not. If I were you, I would just focus on one platform, which is hard because it's like, well, which platform? So what I tell my clients going from 0 to 10K a month is I tell them to just focus on Instagram because we run ads on Instagram, right? That's the Instagram profile funnel. And so if that's where you're going to run ads and have conversations, you might as well focus your attention there. Now, I'm going to tell you this. That's what I did to get from 0 to 10K a month. I just did 3 times a week on Instagram, 3 to 5 times a week, and that was my focus. For me personally now, I'm more focused on YouTube, right? I'm on, so I'm doing 60 days in a row of YouTube videos. Today is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think today's day 10. Day 10 in a row. So I'm more focused on YouTube. Now you might be wondering, well, Lee, if you're telling me to focus on Instagram, shouldn't I? But you're doing YouTube. First of all, why are you doing YouTube? And then second of all, do you think I should focus on YouTube? So here's why I'm focusing on YouTube. So I'll be honest. Right now it's February. It's February 17th, 2026 as I'm recording this video. Okay? These principles are going to apply forever, but I'm just telling you. So about a month or so ago, about 6 weeks ago, was when I narrowed down my niche to music coaches. I didn't pivot my niche because I was always working with music coaches, but I was working with music producers. And so what's happened with me, you might find this really interesting. What's happened with me is in 2025, I was like, okay, I'm going to work with music producers and music coaches, helping them get premium clients, meaning get high ticket clients. The messaging was pretty vague and pretty general. And it actually was very B2C. Even though it's technically B2B, it's like a biz op, the niche was B2C. Music producers, well, not all music producers. The music producer community is an awesome community. And obviously I know a lot of great music producers. However, most music producers, they're not a business. They're B2C. Like, it's like talking to a B2C offer. They're not serious about their business. They're not serious about their music. A lot of music producers are dumb, broke, and trashy. Music coaches are not. Like, everybody who's like, I'm a coach. Like, I'm building an online coaching business. I'm building a music coaching business. I have not met any of them who are, well, maybe financially they're in a tough spot, but they're not broke-minded, right? You're rich-minded. You care about legacy and impact, and you understand the value of investing financially and deploying capital into the growth of your music and your music business. So the reason I say that to you is because the Instagram profile visit ads, could I make them work? Absolutely. But I have noticed for my offer, which is more B2B now because it's coaches, it's B2B, it's rich-minded people. It's a lot harder to do Instagram profile visit ads to those types of people. It's a lot harder. For you and your offer, with what you're doing a B2C offer most likely. You're doing a B2C offer. You're teaching people music production or voice lesson or vocals, like singing, songwriting, or you're teaching them an instrument. It's B2C. B2C offers, the Instagram profile visit ads are the best for B2C offers. Fitness offers. I have a client of mine who helps people who are in sales get into tech sales specifically. That's B2C. So career coaching, it's B2C. B2C offers, the Instagram profile visit funnel is so good. For my offer though, B2B, it's just not. And what has been working really well for me is YouTube. Right in the last, call it 6 weeks or so. I think it's 6 weeks. In the last 6 weeks, I think I've gotten 6 clients and 4 of them came top of funnel from YouTube. Top of funnel, meaning they were searching on YouTube and found me through YouTube, not through Instagram, and booked in a call and paid me. So, and by the way, if you look at my videos, less than 100 views. Most of my videos get less than 100 views. So when that, and I just haven't cracked my ads yet, right? I'm doing a different style of ad now. Right now I'm doing, what the heck? Oh, my computer just paused. Now I'm doing a different style of ad, which is called lead forms, but I don't recommend that my clients try lead forms. And I got recommended to do lead forms from somebody else. So I'm trying a bunch of stuff. I've tried lead form ads. I've tried lead ads, DM ads. I have tried follow ads as well. I'm kind of moving more toward doing a call booking funnel, which is a VSL funnel, which I definitely do not recommend for you. And not at all. Especially if you're spending 20 to 50 bucks a day. Don't recommend a VSL funnel. I don't. You can make all my clients, like my clients, my wins channel is fucking popping off right now. Everyone's just doing the profile visit ads and they work really well. My client, Allie, like this month already, she's done a little over 6K, I believe, maybe 5K. And she's spending 20 bucks a day on ads, which is nothing. She said she's getting like 100 followers a day. Dude, you're getting that many leads. Like I don't give a shit how many of those leads are qualified. Like you're going to be making some fucking money. So she's not the only one. A lot of my clients, that's the situation for them. So anyway, so you need to have that platform for content. Mine is YouTube right now, but I'm posting on Instagram, but like my main platform for content is YouTube. For yours, I would recommend Instagram. Now, you also need to have your platform for ads, which I also recommend is Instagram. So right now, like for me, my platform for content is YouTube, but my platform for ads is Instagram, right? It's Facebook and Instagram. Now, here's what does matter. The two things that really matter with the content itself is the packaging and your hooks. But I'm going to talk about packaging first. So if we're going to talk Instagram specifically, packaging does matter. It does. I think mostly the things that matter on Instagram is lighting and sound quality. I think those two things matter. Hang on, three things: lighting, sound quality, and environment. So lighting, meaning and I've done this before. I've filmed when it's dark. You don't want to do that. And I've done it just because I had an idea and I was like, I got to film this right now. So what I do is if it's dark, I don't film selfie mode. I literally flip the camera and film with my back camera and have the flash, which means, the literal light is blinding me. And I'm like, I'm trying to talk. Right. So it's stupid. But anyway, so lighting, I think lighting matters a lot. I think lighting matters. I think sound quality matters. But dude, honestly, right on the phone is pretty good. But you can also get one of these DJI mics, like one of these little mini mics here. Hold on, let me pull it out. You've seen these things, right? The content creators have these mics. You can just boom talk. On my YouTube videos now, I'm using this microphone, the Shure SM7DB, but that's just because I'm here, I'm in the crib, I can film. This is so much higher quality. So I was like, I'd rather just, I'd rather use this microphone. But if you're out and about, you can use one of these mics. It has this little adapter, and then you can actually literally this adapter can go it can go right onto your phone, and then you can use your phone and then use this mic, and then you can make higher quality audio. I actually think though, I think that the phone itself is good enough. If you're somewhere where there's not too much background noise, I don't think that this matters that much, but lighting, audio, and environment. Okay, environment does matter. There's a couple people, let me think of one. There's this one girl on Instagram, her name is Shelby Sapp. She does sales coaching. She's dope. She makes a lot of money. She has a pink Rolls Royce Cullinan. I don't know how much money that car was, probably a lot. And I think she has a pink G-Wagon. She makes all of her videos in her pink Rolls Royce Cullinan. And it is because you see the back of her chair and it has the little double R. It's you can only have that double R if you're in a Rolls Royce. So when she's filming her videos, and she's always wearing great looking clothes, she's well put together, and she's in a fucking Rolls Royce. So when you see her in a fucking Rolls Royce environment, obviously her lighting's good, sound quality's good, and the environment. That's packaging. Packaging matters. Packaging fucking matters. Your background matters. This type of shit, the album artwork, the piano, the plant, the fucking color of the wall, that shit matters, bro. It does. It does. As much as I wanted to try to think it didn't matter, it does matter. Sound quality matters. So your environment matters. When you're walking outdoors, that's actually a solid environment. Usually you get good lighting. You're outside. You're out and about. It feels like you're taking people on a journey. I've got another friend named Sean Holden. He's a mindset coach. Dude, he just got a Porsche Macan, but like one of the brand new Porsche Macans that's all electric. Like that was an expensive car. When he makes videos in his Porsche, it's status, bro. It matters. So the packaging of your content matters. I think filming outside matters. I think filming outside is great. And I think for you specifically, as a music coach, by far the best type of content you can possibly make is your music. So if you're a music production coach, fucking your content should just be you making songs, literally. Like I got a friend of mine named King Federo, and he's getting into coaching now. If you look him up, he's super dope. Almost like I would say probably 90 or 99% of his content is just him cooking up in the studio with other singers, split screen. And he just pumps out volume. Now he does have some content where it's like talking head, talking about the music industry and music business and stuff. But most of his content is just him talking. It's just him making music. That's the best type of content you can possibly make. Not even close. And that's why our music social funnel is so dope, because you can then now, your music is literally what makes the best type of content. If you're a vocal coach, I just was on a call with my client who's a vocal coach, and I told her, you need to sing more. Your content is a lot of you teaching and you talking and telling. You need to do more showing. Just pull out the phone and just sing. You're such an incredible singer. You're the best singer I've ever met. Just fucking sing. And put like POV, something that has to do with your program, right? If you're a piano coach, like I have a client who I used to work with, his name's Sean Morris. He's a fucking piano savant. He's been playing for 35 years. He does really well with his content. You know why? He just plays the fucking piano. It's really fucking smart. Now, the only thing I think you should script is your hook. I do think scripting hooks is important. The hook is going to do 90% of the work. So I do think scripting your hooks, doing competitive research on hooks that work really well for Instagram specifically, I think that's a big thing. So what you can do is go find competitors in your niche. I'm not huge on this, but if we're going to do content, we might as well do it right. Go find competitors in your niche, right? Grab some of the hooks that you think did really well based on the views that they got, and just be like, cool, I'm going to take that exact hook and I'm going to model it after mine. One of my client, Allie, who did 10K her first month working with me from content mostly, she put on a 10K per month organic content workshop for our group, which I'm not giving away on YouTube, obviously, it's for the group. And she does a lot of that. She does a lot of finding winning hooks that work and then modeling them for her. Now, the final thing I want to say to you here is the prep work. And I heard I heard an interview with Cole Gordon and Ravi Abuvala. These are two heavy hitters in the online space. They were talking, and Cole Gordon, I don't know how much money Cole Gordon makes, but a fuckload, tens of millions a year. He was at our Alex Hormozi mastermind, and he said that he spent $250,000 to go to this, and it was like a 1 or 2 day thing. I might be misquoting, but Hormozi spends about 25 hours per week on his content. Keep in mind, Hormozi's busy as fuck. He's got a bunch of portfolio companies. He's got his own company, and he still has 25 hours a week that he makes for content. He said 15 of those 25 hours is the prep. I could be totally misquoting, but I'm pretty sure that's what he said. Regardless, that's what I put into this as well. The prep work is more important than the actual like filming and editing and stuff. In my opinion, the prep work of your content is what you should be doing. Anything that you hire out, video editor, social media manager, like that's stuff that doesn't need you to be involved. Editing and posting, you don't need to do that. But and filming you need to do. So the prep work, you should do that. And what I would do if I were you, if I were like, because right now I'm going hard on YouTube, but if I was going fucking hard on Instagram, this is exactly what I'd do. I'd pick one type of content on Instagram. We've got talking head, we've got B-roll, we've got text carousel. Those are the three main ones on, and then stories. But stories is a non-negotiable you've got to do. So you've got those three types of content. I would just pick one. I wouldn't do all three of them. I'd pick one, whichever one you want to do. Me personally, as you can tell, I'm a fucking yapper. I know how to talk I can talk my head off. So for me, it's going to be talking head, because it's like, even though, yes, I can do B-rolls, yes, I can do text carousel, I thrive best in talking. That's one of my strengths is fucking talking. So I would just focus on, if it were me, talking head only. I would post 3 times a week if I was going 0 to 10K a month. I'd post 3 times a week. I'd post 1 to 3 times a week. I would do competitive research once a week. I'd do it on Fridays. Every Friday, I would just sit down for like 30 minutes and I would set a timer, 30 minutes only, so I don't waste too much of my time. And I would just find a bunch of people that I already follow, that I already love, that are either in my niche or not. And I would just be like, what are the winning hooks? What are the winning hooks? And I'd put as many hooks as I possibly could into a little spreadsheet. I'd copy and paste the reel. I'd write the hook down word for what they said in the first few seconds. And then I would just have that. The next 30 minutes I would spend is I'm just going to rewrite these hooks for me. That's all I would do. Now, I wouldn't fully script my reels. I like to freestyle, so I would at least have the hook. That way, when I go to film, which could be that Friday or Sunday or Monday, I pull out the phone, pull out the camera, all right, pull out the camera, and I'm like, cool, I've got my hook. I'm going to read the hook, boom, and then I'm going to go film the rest of the video non-scripted because right now that's kind of what's working. So that's what I would do. That's how I would develop a winning content strategy for myself if I were to go 0 to 10K a month again. Awesome. I hope you found value in the video. I know it was a bit long. We had a little interruption with the battery, but I've got the other battery charging for the next video. So appreciate you watching. I'm honored to serve and support you in your journey to build your music coaching business, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.